Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Backyard Buckets. As you saw by the title and thumbnail, we are talking about a couple of things that would make the Nets absolutely scary. But first, before we get started with today's video, if you are new here, make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. Obviously, subscribing helps the channel grow, and then liking the video just puts it out there for more people to see. So like I said, we're talking about the Brooklyn Nets today, talking about some pieces that they could potentially pick up. Obviously, if you know anything about basketball at all, you know about the James Harden trade that just happened. And the Nets gave up a lot. They gave up, obviously, 8 first-round picks, or 4 first-round picks, and then, 3 pick swaps, and then another first-round pick that wasn't even theirs. But they also had to give up Jarrett Allen, who was their best big man. They also gave up Kurucs, but Allen was their starting center. He's one of the better defensive centers in the NBA, really good rebounder, and he just protected the rim. And now they're really missing that. They're really missing, they've got all the scoring in the world, but the defense is not really there. At least post defense is not really there. So reports came out today, I forget which Instagram account it was. It was SBE Hoops on Instagram. It said it's only a matter of time until Andre Drummond secures a buyout and joins the Nets. So that was kind of why I made this video. But if you recall, at the trade deadline I think it was last year actually, the Cavs gave up a second-round pick, and I forget who else, to trade for Andre Drummond at the trade deadline. And I think he's probably increased his trade value ever since coming to Cleveland. He's been playing a little bit better, and the Cavs have just been better. And, especially if you want to give it to Brooklyn. I know they don't have any first-round picks left, really. So I'm not sure what they would trade. But a team like Brooklyn that just needs rebounding, needs rim protection, would definitely want to pick up somebody like Andre Drummond. It wouldn't exactly make sense for the Cavaliers to buy out his contract with it being so big, especially when they can look to trade him elsewhere and not have to buy out the contract, saving a lot of cap in the process. By also getting off his contract, they probably have to take on an older guy, an older contract. It's not the greatest, but they could just take it in, let him eat salary for a year. They're not really going to be contending for a title. They're not going to make any moves. So just let him come in and eat up the salary to get rid of Drummond. That is, if you want to get rid of Drummond. We haven't seen the Cavs at full strength this year, obviously, because Kevin Love hasn't played a game. I don't think he has. Yeah, he hasn't played a game this season, unless ESPN is wrong, and I don't think, is that even possible? But with the game evolving to where it is now, so much more three-point base and stuff. We saw the videos of Drummond doing step-back threes in the offseason, but there was a 5'6" dude guarding him. So that doesn't really compare to the 7-foot monsters that's in the NBA. Another guy we're going to talk about is Kevin Love. We just mentioned him. Obviously, he's on the big contract, but he's another kind of post player that could get off of his contract, go over to the Nets. Somebody that I think the Nets would have interest in. So either one of the Cavs bigs. The Cavs have said that Jarrett Allen is off the table. It makes sense. He's only 22, and he's a really good young center. But if the Cavs do elect to buy out either one of Kevin Love or Andre Drummond's contracts, and like the report said, it's only a matter of time. I'm not sure how much sense that would make, but if it does, that puts Brooklyn over the top, I think, if either Kevin Love or Andre Drummond sign with him, because ultimately I think it's going to come down to the Nets and the Lakers, and right now the Nets have absolutely nobody to do anything to Anthony Davis. Bringing in one of those two guys could at least allow them to put a body on him and, at least attempt to guard him. Also, it gives them way more rebounding. Obviously, we've seen them struggle with defensive rebounding, let alone offensive rebounding. So, and when you look back at the Harden trade, you're starting to wonder, did the Nets give up too much? Was there a way for them to do the trade without giving up Jarrett Allen? And if there was, they probably should have taken that. I'm not sure if there was, though, because James Harden we're talking about, even with the 8 first-round picks, you got to give up more. He's one of the best scorers in the NBA, if not the best. Obviously, I think Kevin Durant is probably the best, and it's just unfair when they're on the same team. Another guy that could be coming over to Brooklyn is JaVale McGee. Although after that play he made the other night where he decided to ISO the entire team, not sure if the Nets have that much interest anymore. But no, I'm just kidding. The Nets would probably have interest in him just because he is a veteran center that can protect the rim and can score a little bit down low. With that being said, that is going to be it for today's video. If you like basketball content at all, this is the place to be. Also, if you're interested in March Madness, you need a little help with your bracket, make sure to stick around because we are going to be doing a bunch of videos about March Madness when that comes around. So make sure to like and subscribe. Really helps us out, greatly appreciated. And you'll be able to catch all of our latest videos. Thanks for watching.